The division of ducks. Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a poor man who was known for his wisdom and intelligence. He lived with his wife, and they were so destitute that they often went without food for days. One day, his wife, exhausted and hungry, said, "We have nothing left. Please do something." The husband replied, "What do we even have left?" She said, "Only one duck. But we can't even cook it. We don't have any flour for bread or spices to make a meal." The man thought for a moment and said, "All right then, I'll take this duck to the village chief, Chaudhry. Maybe he'll give us something in return." So he took the duck and walked straight to the chief's house. He knocked on the door, and when the Chaudhry came out and saw the duck, he asked, "What is this?" The man replied, "Chaudhry Sahib, this is all I have left. I brought it for you in hopes of some help." The chief invited him inside, called his wife and children, and then said to the man, "You may divide this duck among all of us, but make sure everyone gets an equal share." The chief had a wife, 2 sons, and 2 daughters, 6 people in total. The man took out a knife, carefully cut off the duck's head, and handed it to the chief, saying, "You're the head of the household. This head belongs to you." Next, he cut off the duck's beak and said, "You're the face and honor of the home. This beak is yours." Then he cut off the 2 legs and gave them to the sons, saying, "You 2 are your father's support. These legs are yours." He then cut off the wings and gave them to the daughters, saying, "You are the wings of this home. You'll eventually fly away. These wings are yours." Finally, he kept the remaining part of the duck, the part with all the meat, for himself, saying, "Since the duck originally belonged to me, I'll keep what's left." The chief was so impressed by the man's logic and wit that he gave him a generous amount of money and sent him off with gratitude. A few days later, another villager heard the story and became envious. He bought 5 ducks, took them to the Chaudhry, saying, "I've brought these ducks for you." The chief smiled and said, "Then divide them among the 6 of us in a way that no one feels short-changed." The man was puzzled and couldn't figure it out. Eventually, he called the first wise man for help. The wise man came and confidently divided the ducks. 1 duck to the chief and his wife. "Now you 3 are one group, yourself, your wife, and the duck." 1 duck to the 2 sons. "You 3 are now one group, 2 sons, and the duck." 1 duck to the 2 daughters. "You 3 are one group, 2 daughters, and the duck." The remaining 2 ducks he kept for himself. "Now I too form a group of 3, myself and these ducks." Once again, the chief was deeply impressed by the man's brilliance. As a reward, he gifted him a piece of land so he could live the rest of his life in comfort and peace.